I just realized I haven't posted a video sharing with you anything new that I've planted in my garden this year. Although I've planted a lot of things in this garden, but I thought I would bring you along for a little planting redesign project I'm doing just on the side here. It's not really a redesign, but I'm just trying to put in a few new plants. Look at those monarchs. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh my goodness, they are all over the place. They are so pretty. Let me walk over and show you. I'm sorry I got distracted by these beautiful butterflies because it's really, the middle of the afternoon, so it's really hot, and this is the area that I am working on today. So I thought I would just share with you some of these plants that I'm adding to the garden. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you know how much I love coneflowers. I love Echinacea. It's one of my most favorite summer blooming plant, and I have a few more, like this is why. Look at these beautiful butterflies. So I love planting Echinacea in the garden, and it's just a lovely flower for the summer. The pollinators absolutely love it. And I can't, every time I go into the garden center and I see new varieties of Echinacea, I love getting them and adding them to my garden, even though space is getting a bit limited in my garden. But I'm always rethinking some areas that could use pops of color, and the best time to do that is throughout the seasons. Like in the spring, there's a lot of spring plants. So summertime is when you kind of want to enjoy all these vibrant colors and summer blooms, and it's like the perfect time to add these beauties to the garden. So what I'm doing today, I thought I would share with details about some of these plants that I'm adding, and I'm also clearing up. Like this was I had posted a video about removing all the grass in my backyard, which I'm loving, actually, not having grass here, not having to mow anything here. But there was grass growing here up until late spring, so there is grass all the way. If you look at this closely, there's a whole bunch of sedum here, but there is lots of grass growing in there. So what I want to do today is spend some time to clean out this grass in this area. There's also grass around here, which I kind of want to work on really cleaning up this area, and then planting some of these beautiful coneflowers. And I also have a couple alliums that I want to plant in here. These are the perennial alliums. Just excited to plant them. And I also have a couple of fountain grasses, which I also will share with you, that I want to add as well. So let's talk about these plants. Let me share with you specs on these plants, and then I will clear up this bed, and then we'll talk about where I'm planning to put these plants. The first plant is this beautiful fountain grass. This is a pennisetum called Lemon Squeeze, Prairie Winds Lemon Squeeze. So it is a beautiful grass with these really fuzzy plumes. As you can see, grasses are wonderful to add texture in the garden. It has this really nice chartreuse colored leaves, which apparently stay this color. They don't fade. They are this nice lime green. So I think this will be a really nice addition to this back garden to kind of just add this flowy texture. I've placed it kind of where I think I want to put it, but I will decide ultimately where it goes. But I just want to share with you some details about this plant. So this is, again, a Proven Winners grass. It's the Prairie Wind series Lemon Squeeze, and it is obviously, I think it's hardy from 5 to 9, and it'll get about 3 feet tall and about 3 to 4 feet wide. So it will clump up into a nice mounded clump, a low growing clump. So that's the height with all of these beautiful plumes included. So it gets these really fuzzy plumes which have a purple tinge, and they age to like a tannish color in the fall, and it'll stay for the winter. I just love the texture of it. It's very tactile, which is really cute. So really cute grass. I can't wait to try it. I did see a couple of videos about this on, I think, Garden Answer channel, and I think I'm excited to try this one. I saw this at my nursery and I thought it would be a good grass to give a shot in this garden, and I think this pop of limey green color will be really fun to try in the garden. So it's grasses are easy in the sense that they don't really need too much work other than cutting them back in late winter, early spring, and they should spring back with fresh new growth. And this is a warm season grass, so it will start developing its bright limey green leaves earlier in the season, and then sometime in August into September it will develop these beautiful plumes or blooms, whatever we want to call these, and they are pretty to add this beautiful texture in the garden. One of the cone flowers that I'm adding is this beautiful Echinacea. This is called tomato soup. Isn't that such a beautiful color for the cone flower? It's got a really nice orange red tomato soup color, and it's got like this beautiful cone in the middle which is green. So I think it really contrasts really nicely with this plant. So this is it's a bit of a taller cone flower. I will read you what the tag is saying. So this is a well-branched and vigorous plant. It is, like I said, it has those tomato red blooms, and there's another one in this series called Mac and Cheese, which I looked up, is a yellow, kind of mustardy yellow colored Echinacea, which they didn't have, but I really like this tomato red color. And yeah, it is again a full sun perennial. It will bloom summer to fall, and it is going to get quite tall, so 68 to 80 centimeters, and it will get about 2 to 3 feet wide. Hardy to zone 4, and yeah, so this is the tomato soup Echinacea, which I'm adding to the garden. It's beautiful. I love the color of this plant. And let me also show you the couple other Echinaceas also that I'm adding. So these here, one of them, this is another tomato soup. So I got 2 tomato soups, and then I have this one here called Sombrero Baja Burgundy. So this one here is again red flowers, big extra large red flowers, and this is again hardy to zone 4, and it is going to be a shorter one, so between 40 and 56 centimeters and about 2 feet, a little less than 2 feet in width, and hardy to zone 4, again blooming summer to fall. So the color on this one is more like a red, I think a pinkish red with little orange in it. And the other one that I have is Cheyenne Spirit, and this one, I have several of these in my garden. I love them because they have a variety of colors that they grow with. So Cheyenne Spirit, you know, this may not be the color next year. It might change to something else. It might have yellows, it might have other colors, so it can be the flowers can be shades of red, orange, pink, and yellow, and they have prominent coppery undertones. Again, this is a little bit taller than the Sombrero Baja Burgundy. This one is about 56 to 76 centimeters, and it'll get about 20 to 30 centimeters, sorry, in width. So again, hardy up to zone 4, and beautiful Cheyenne Sky coneflower. I love it. This is just a beautiful, like, these colors are just my favorite summer colors, and I think they contrast really well with all other colors like blues and, you know, purples and just any kind of color, even yellows and reds. So just gorgeous. I love this one as well. And the other plant that I'm adding to the garden is this beautiful Allium. So this is called Lavender Bubbles. So it has these really dark lavender blooms, as this picture is showing. It's called Lavender Bubbles, and it is a dark purple bubble shaped globes. They open above attractive blue-green strappy foliage, and then it is a shorter one, so it'll get about 30 to 36 centimeters and about 12 to 14 centimeters in 12 to 14 inches in its width. So it's pretty sizable, but great for the front of the border. It's not very tall, and it's deer and rabbit resistant, and it can grow in either full sun or part shade. I will be putting this in mostly full sun here. So I have 2 of these Lavender Bubble Alliums. I don't have this variety before, so I'm excited to try this one in my garden and see how it does. And with these cone flowers, it just looks so good. I love it. And I also might plant this ornamental oregano in the ground. I'm not sure if I will be doing that, but this is a variegated oregano that I have. I might plant it if I find a spot in the garden. And the last plant that I'm adding is an evergreen. So this is called a Fire Chief Arborvitae. So this is Fire Chief Globe Eastern Cedar. I think it's also called Fire Chief Arborvitae, and it's a Thuja Occidentalis. It is got this beautiful light green, almost lime green foliage, similar to the grass, but a different texture, and it turns this beautiful orangey red fall color. So this is a really interesting evergreen that changes its colors throughout the season. So in the spring it'll have this fresh growth, and then the tips will turn this really nice reddish orange, almost like a coppery look over the winter. So I think this will be a very interesting evergreen to add. It'll get to be about a 3-foot ball, and it won't require much pruning because it grows in this dome shaped naturally. So I like how it has this beautiful texture and fine texture, and the color is really, really beautiful, and it keeps its color in all of the sun. So I'm really excited to add this one in the garden. So here are some new cute little new plants that I want to add to my garden, and I thought I would take you along because I haven't really done a planting video in a long time, and I have planted a lot of things in this garden over the last little while. So I just wanted to show you these beautiful plants that I'm adding to the garden. So let me get working. I need to remove the grass on the other side, and then I will kind of decide where some of these plants are gonna go, and let's get them in the ground today. Working in my garden, I just saw this beautiful Monarch sitting on the tomato ketchup Echinacea, and I just realized that I don't usually work in the garden at this hour, and there are so many Monarchs out here today, and it's just such a treat, such a delight to be working with these beauties in the garden. Oh my goodness. Okay, back to work. So just an update. I worked on removing some of the grass. I've cleared out some of the sedum in the back because I'd like to start moving it more towards the front, so I have some space to create some planting pockets in the back there. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not really going to disturb this sedum here, but I think I can create a little pocket here for my Echinacea and then move the sedum in the front. So that's what I'm working on right now, and I will update you once I have the Echinacea placed where I want it to go. Ali has been waiting patiently for me to finish my planting, and he just took a nap, and I wanted to show you where everything ended up being in the garden. Let's walk over and see where I ended up putting everything. So the 2 lemon squeeze pennisetums, I planted one in this corner here, and I planted one in over there because I figured, because they have this really nice lighter, almost like a limey chartreuse leaf. So it would be nice that it draws the eye across this way. So 2 of them are here, and they are looking really pretty. They're looking nice. And then I planted one of the tomato soup Echinacea here. I did move. I had these little Goldstrum Rudbeckia. These are the mini ones, which really weren't blooming in the back there. They were, I think, not getting enough sun. So I have moved them in the front here. I'm hoping that they will do better in this spot. If not, I'll move them. And then I also have another Echinacea here. It's a yellow Echinacea, which was a rescue. It's still kind of getting established. I don't think it's going to bloom this season, but that's okay. But I moved it there as well. It was all over here. So this portion did get a bit of a revamp just in the front here, and I think it looks really nice. And then the other one just went here right beside this hosta, which I think looks really nice. I will add something darker in the front. I have to see. I might do some sedum in the front, but I like how this is looking. I think it's giving it a really nice vibrancy to these beds. And then I added the 2 Fire Chief arborvitae in the front here. There's 2 of them here, and I think they add a nice pop of color and a bit of formality to this bed here. I think it just finishes the front of this bed. They will get a little bit bigger. They will get about 3 feet in diameter, but it's going to take a while, and I can always prune it, although I would not like to prune it, but we'll see how they grow. But I like how compact they are at the moment, and they are looking really pretty with all the color. And then this portion got a little bit of a change as well. I did plant the 3 Echinacea, the Baja Burgundy, the Cheyenne Spirit, and the tomato soup one all together as a trio. And then I did already have this hummingbird mint, which I planted earlier a few weeks ago. So I moved it a little bit to be in front. It also has these coral colors, so it's going to echo all of these oranges and corals and those type of colors in this border here. And then I also I moved some of the sedum from the back over there just in the front here, and I just gave it a little rock edge because I had these rocks already in this border, but they were just in the back over there. And the 2 Lavender Bubble Alliums ended up together in this corner here. And I did add lemon light chartreuse agastaki in the back, which was in the other border there. I moved it here. I can't remember the name of this one, but it was given to me by someone. There were little seedlings that I planted here. I think it could be Golden Jubilee hyssop, so that's the one, and it's pretty. It's got these really bright leaves. So what I want to do eventually is maybe add a couple of roses in here next season, and then have a little bit more purple in the front, which is more my signature. So I might add a few purple, either catmint or something purple salvia in the front, but that's for next season. But yeah, I'm loving how this is looking. It's really pulled some of these beds together, just a few small changes. Oh yeah, and I also added a couple of weeks ago a candy corn spirea at the edge here because it was $5 on clearance and I couldn't resist. I have a few others in my garden as well. I just find this spirea to be really colorful and beautiful in the garden, so I think it is going to add that 4 seasons of interest, the structure at the corner here, and the leaves are really, really pretty on this spirea. So that's what this is shaping up to be, and I'm really, really loving it. All the changes that I have made. So I thought I would post this video about editing the garden a little bit and just adding a few new things. it's been fun to do that. And now is a good time because it's going to start getting cooler. We're going to get a lot of rain in the next few days, so these plants will be very nicely settled in. So I love how it is getting closer to September, and lots of good deals on plants, to be honest. And you know, if you have holes in your borders that you want to add to, it's a good time if you find the plants that you love to add them in. And you know, also start planning about next season. What are some of the edits and changes, divisions in the fall that you want to do? It's a great time to start thinking and jotting those down. And to be honest, there is a lot to do in the garden, but there's also, you know, this pause to kind of watch what's happening and go with the flow. So that's it. I wanted to share my beautiful garden with you. It's been glorious to watch all these colors develop and add more to it and enjoy it. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will catch you very soon in another one. Have a beautiful gardening day.